Jack Butland should and potentially could be a Rangers player come the end of the season, according to Rangers legend Barry Ferguson. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football. Jack Butland went from being the future England #1 to just a guy that sits on the bench and collects a paycheck. But it doesn't have to be that way. He is out of contract in the summer, and Barry Ferguson thinks that he should be a top target for Rangers as they look to replace not only Alan McGregor, who could be retiring, and not only John McLaughlin, who is deemed too shite to be the #1, but maybe also Robbie McCrory, who's never even got a chance at being the #1. So yeah, Barry Ferguson thinks that Jack Butland would be a good option for Rangers. And you know what? I kind of got to agree with wee Barry here.
I've got to agree with wee Barry as well, because one, it's a free. I've seen links with Angus Gunn, 10 million. Rangers are not forking out 10 million. See if they are, it's not on a goalie, right? Never doing that, especially when you have an option in Butland, who I actually rate better than Angus Gunn. I don't give a shit if Angus Gunn changed allegiances or whatever.
Of course you... What?
What?
You said that as if it's close. What has Angus Gunn really done? I don't even rate him over Sander Clark, for God's sake.
I didn't know he fucking existed until he switched allegiances.
No,
but Butland.
No, but why?
Butland's done he-haul.
Why does Angus Gunn deserve 10 million? What? Because he got called up and didn't have to make any saves against Spain?
Here, I don't put the price.
No, but I've listened to people come up and say, "Oh, Angus Gunn would be a good signing. He impressed me when he played for Scott." Aye, what did he do in those 2 games? He literally barely had a fucking save to make. In 180 minutes.
And even against Spain, the saves he did make were
Now you could just assume, oh, look at that, he's kept 2 clean sheets or whatever.
Oh, you could just assume that.
But he didn't have to do anything. He literally didn't make any good saves. It was everything he'd done against Spain you would expect an average goalkeeper to do.
No, exactly. No, you would.
There was at no moment where I wouldn't even say he made a good save. There was certainly no great outstanding saves. I remember him coming out and collecting catches from crosses and stuff like that. I mean, that's literally it. I mean, he wasn't bad. He did
catching Rodri's tears.
I mean, he done all right. I just don't understand where all of a sudden Angus Gunn is this great player because he got a couple of Scotland caps.
No, I'm not saying he is, but I mean, he's been linked with moves to Rangers. 10 million, 8 million. That's
Rangers aren't paying that money. Not for a goalkeeper that's unproven.
Never. Exactly. It's fake news. We can talk about Butland, right? And some people saying, "Oh, this has never happened." More lies. You know what? I can see this happening. A free move for an English goalkeeper who's been downhill in recent years, not really given a chance. I can see this happening 110%. Not saying it's going to happen, but I'd say it's likely.
I'd say there's more chance of fucking Rangers signing a Sander Clark or a Liam Kelly than an Angus Gunn for money.
Well, Liam Kelly returning, that would be a bit awkward, but
I don't know. I just cannot believe there's talk of anywhere near that kind of amount of money for Angus Gunn.
If Rangers signed Angus Gunn for 10 million, I mean, that's like 3 or 4 players down out the window because you've signed 1 goalie. Alright, a goalie you need, but is Angus Gunn really better than a decrepit Alan McGregor?
Like, see if Angus Gunn was really any good, see if he was really worth £10 million, there wouldn't have been this debate, oh, who's Steve Clark going to pick? There wouldn't have been all this talking and, oh, I think this guy should get picked. If Angus Gunn was worth 10 million, it would be a fucking no-brainer. Angus Gunn would be #1. If he was £10 million, Craig Gordon would have been shipped out a long time ago before he broke both his legs, and Angus Gunn would be the #1. Fact is, Angus Gunn is just a guy that happens to play with... He's probably going to be in the Premiership next season if he stays.
Rangers have probably more chance of signing Billy Gunn.
And it's like, you know, Scotland have been in a situation where they don't really want to go with Sander Clark or Liam Kelly. They don't want to go with the untested goalkeeper, but they'll happily go with the untested goalkeeper that plays in England.
Yep, that's it.
It's not worth 10 million. Certainly not worth Rangers paying 10 million for it. You're taking a massive chance. And honestly, I don't think it matters how good a goalkeeper is. Rangers don't have 10 million. If Rangers are spending 10 million, it needs to be on an outfield player up the pitch. Rangers couldn't even buy a defender worth 10 million.
No, you're right.
If Rangers are paying £10 million, it needs to be on a game changer. And I'm not saying goalkeepers and defenders aren't great, but it needs to be on someone that can literally win games. Yeah, and I get it. But I say goalkeepers and defenders, they can more they can like save you in games. You know, but at the end of the day, it's like no matter how good a goalkeeper is, no matter how good a defender is, they ain't turning a 0-0 draw into a 1-0 win.
Exactly.
Only attacking players can do that. And I think Rangers, if they are getting rid of Kent, if they are getting rid of Morel, even if they keep them, right, both of those guys are...
A great goalie's doing hee-haw for you against Kelly at home. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it needs to be an attacker.
Don't get me wrong, yeah, maybe in the Champions League, great goalkeeper can pay off 100%. But I think if Rangers are not in a position where they can spend £10 million on a defensive player.
No. And they're not going to. If it's 10 million of the freebie, they're going with the freebie every day of the week. And Jack Butland is the freebie man.
I like Jack Butland. I know he hasn't. I know his career's kind of went off the rails, but I mean, a few years ago, to me, I always thought Butland deserved to be number one over Pickford.
Pickford's pish.
I look at Ramsdale, and I'm not just saying this with Arsenal bias, but I never really rated Ramsdale. But I mean, he's proved me wrong. I don't know if Pickford's England number one, to be honest.
No, I don't know. Southgate just has his
But then
favourites.
again, I don't know.
Eric Dyer as well.
I don't know how Joe Hart was
let's
England
be real,
number one
right?
either.
Is Eric Dyer better than Connor Goldson?
Fuck. Don't know.
And yet Goldson would never get in the team, but Eric Dyer is a fucking certainty to get in the team. Like, no, honestly. Is he?
I'm not convinced. Look, I think Jack Butland, if he's anything like his former self, he's better than Joe Hart. So,
we'll put it this way, right? Say Celtic or Rangers linked with signing Eric Dyer. Is that doing anything?
No, initially what I think, if I hear Celtic Rangers being linked with Eric Dyer, I hear, man, they're going to be wasting a lot of money on wages. That's the first thing that pops into my head. It's not, they're getting a great player. It's, my God, they're going to be spending a lot of money to get Eric Dyer to come to Scotland.
Exactly, man. Yeah.
So, I mean, there you go.
He's just a big slabhead. It's like Maguire without the price tag. That's what he is. He's pish.
I mean, Maguire, where would he be in terms of defenders in Scotland? I wouldn't put him top 5. Fucking sure wouldn't.
I know, fucking disgraceful. And talking of defenders in Scotland, do you know Hollander has more goals and 60 appearances than Ryan Kent has in the last 2 seasons combined? Hollander's 7 goals and 60. Kent's got 6 and 89. That's not good. That's pish.
That is pretty pish. I mean, yeah, Kent, I think based on those stats, he should go. But look, we're here to talk with Jack Butland. I think Jack Butland would be a good addition for Rangers. But what's more lucrative? What is more appealing for Jack Butland? Playing with Rangers, potentially Japanese football. That's Celtic, mate. Potentially Champions League football and winning trophies, potentially. Even though it's a bit difficult with Ange there, because he eats them all. But, I mean, would he prefer that or just
Ange, man.
Or just sitting on the bench? Is that more appealing? Looking at bloody floppy butterfingers, David De Gea in front of you.
David.
Is that more appealing? I mean, I get it. It's alright. Oh, I'm a Man United player, but who wants to sit on the bench? Especially as a goalkeeper. I feel like if you're the number 2 in any other position, it's not that bad.
You get subbed on.
But see, as a goalkeeper, like, you very rarely get a chance.
No, you're right.
Unless the goalkeeper either gets injured or has a consecutive run of games where he's absolutely shit.
It's like Seaghurst. Seaghurst is too good to be number 2.
Yeah, but he's never going to get a chance.
Exactly. Same as Sander Clark.
I mean, at least like an O at Celtic. I mean, it's unlikely he's going to replace Kyogo, but I mean, he knows if he keeps getting brought on, he keeps performing and scoring goals, and if Kyogo goes off the ball, sooner or later. But it's like Seaghurst, when's he ever really going to get a chance?
I mean, O's guaranteed to play every game, pretty much. Like, he's subbed on every game.
Seaghurst, if he's lucky, he'll get cup games. And even then, when you get to the latter stages, there's no guarantee that you're going to... We've seen that debate. Oh, when you get to the final...
I wouldn't even say Seaghurst has played 5 games this season.
Do you agree with the whole cup goalkeeper? Or because see, to me, it's like, if you want to win a cup, you should have your best goalkeeper playing.
No, I agree, but I think when you're, like, 3rd round against East Fife, I've no reason not to go for Seaghurst.
So you're content with, like, the backup goalkeeper playing the early rounds of the cup, and then when it gets to, like, maybe quarters, semis, you chuck in the number 1?
Yeah.
So you don't think loyalty should be a thing, no? Remember the whole debate Rangers had last year, Scottish Cup, McGregor coming on?
That was more because of his retirement.
No, I get that, but some people think McGregor should have started.
Well,
It'd been a cup final.
I know. I see where I see where it comes from. You field your best team, but I respect managers who hand out loyalty as well.
What would you have done last
But then
year?
again, if McLaughlin fucks up and Hearts win 1-0, we're looking at Gio thinking what you've done. Wouldn't be the first time we're looking at Gio thinking what you've done, but is what it is.
Geo Gaming Fan Broke channel. What would you have done
What would I have done? I'd have
last year? Now considering
Considering it was his last game, I'd have played him.
so you'd have said to McLaughlin, "Thanks for helping us get to the final."
But fuck off. What I mean, he started here, he got his through against PSV, then what did he do against Ajax and Celtic? His arse went.
No, I think John McLaughlin's been a bit of a scapegoat this season for Rangers.
No, he has been.
He made a couple of mistakes, but McGregor's not exactly been brilliant.
Nope.
And I can guarantee you, see if Celtic got shitter, we'd see a lot more mistakes for Joe Hart. Only problem is he doesn't have to make many fucking saves to begin with.
Fuck, Kevin Van Veen pumped it past him, didn't he?
Oh, big Kevin.
Big Kev.
Anyway, guys,
Sexy Kevin Nash.
that's it. Jack Butland could be a Rangers player come the end of the season. I'm pretty sure Rangers would have to spend a decent amount of wages on him. I mean, it depends. It would cost a decent amount of money, let's be honest though.
I mean, wages, I'd probably say about 30 odd grand, maybe.
Which would be close to Rangers breaking their current
Yep.
highest limit. So
Which is probably Goldsink.
we'll see. But I think it'd be. I mean, especially if you're getting on a free, I think you have to, kind of work out a little bit. If you're getting somebody on a free, then can you not afford to pay them a little bit more in wages?
Well, that's it. Exactly. So, I think they'll take that.
But again, do the Rangers really need a goalkeeper? Do they have to replace?
No, they
With
need
someone-
to, man. If you're going to show any intent of like a rebuild or closing the gap to Celtic, you need to get rid of McGregor and McLaughlin.
Can McCrory not get a chance now?
Well, no, I would. Yes, I agree. Yes, McCrory should be getting chances. See in the league games, right? Because let's be real, the league's done. The league's been done for a while, but it's done. Play McCrory, man. Why not?
What would you say is more likely? Rangers next season for their three goalkeepers to be McGregor, McLaughlin, and McCrory, or for none of those three to still be at the club? What would you say is a more realistic option?
All three of them still be at the club.
I think we could see that.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if all three of them start
It could
early
be
on.
McGregor could sign another extension. Oh, you're going to be third choice, McGregor, and then by fucking October, you're back in as the number one.
You're the guy. You're the man.
Anyway, guys, that's it. Catch you in the next one. Let us know, Jack Butland, would it be a good signing for Rangers? And until then, peace out.